Greetings, my friends. I'm Gilles Mancillon. I come to speak about the spiritual ascension path. I'm going to address some subject as it relates to my own consciousness. Take only what resonates with you, for it is very personal, and life is like. And I thank you very much. Not to forget to subscribe. I thank you for your likes, your sharing, your comments, and I thank you very much for your donations. I wanted to say to, if you can, um, there is a lot that is changing and happening. It's like it hasn't set up into matter yet, but we're really on the brink of great change. I wanted to discuss the fact that there is so many any subject that can be perceived in this reality can always be addressed from many angles, many point of view. The same show could provide great happiness and joy to someone, and could be really disturbing to someone else, as well as there are many parallel realities. So like a same story can be two stories that are not there is not that one is true, and on the fourth dimension is this and that, and the third dimension is this or that. But so we need to keep an open mind, and always take whatever resonates strongly with your the most with your consciousness. Just as most questions, 90% of the question can be replied with only with the same response. It depends. It always depends. Well, there is sort of absolute yes or no. Always, never. Um, but most of it depends on the level of consciousness, depends on the condition, depends on many things, and there is always a lot of everything is relative when it comes to physical reality and material consciousness. All experiences are created for the expansion of consciousness. It is our soul that's providing all that, all the way to the point of self-knowledge, full consciousness. Our soul will not let us off the hook until we achieve that full consciousness, to know who we are, always have been, always will be. We already are that which we seek, but our consciousness needs to get there step by step, because we've accepted to go through that program, that school of evolution. So, for personally, I feel a hole in my soul. For a few years, I met this person, and it's like since then, it's like I don't feel complete. It's like it's so the eventually in time the whole in time if we don't get together, the wound will heal when it's the time, or she will come and feel this hole. But it's like the deep soul connections are really difficult to handle, and it's like there is this great book called the Banquet of Plato, and it's a small book, play, where the philosophers come to discuss the nature of eros, the nature of love. And at the beginning of the book, there is Sophocles, who was the humorist of his time, comes and talks about the concept that humans were whole, but the gods were so afraid of their power as whole that they split them in two. And ever since, we're looking for the other parts, symbolic, but for it's all one life. But there are those two opposing. The life here is based on duality, polarity, if not duality, and there is those two opposing forces that are the forces of light, that is moving the whole consciousness towards love, inclusion, peace, abundance, joy, and creativity, and there are the forces of darkness that are opposing the will of God. It creates a dynamism. God allows that because God does not have an opposite. If you want something, but God operates through the laws of evolution, the law of evolution. That means this law of evolution that is unknown to humanity is a law that just simply says that every being and everything must learn through the experience of their choices and consciousness. Everybody must learn, grow, and evolve. That's so God will not circumvent that his own law. If God would realize another law, he's not victim of his own perfection. He would change the law, but the law is already perfect. It works. So the material reality and the attachment to that is really what prevents us from achieving full consciousness, full attention to our higher self. But even when we get to do that, we can achieve this total connection to our higher immortal eternal self. Or there is time or places, or when we get to a certain level, we can achieve that. For I'm speaking for myself, but my soul and my higher self will not let me off the hook. They will not let me just be connected to to remove myself from the physical realm, like a contemplative monk in the past that would just ascend and let the world behind. No, it's like both on the karmic and dharmic level. I have sole responsibility to the planet and to God here. So it's like so it's like because we are always reminded of the necessity to address our soul plan in relationship to the physical world, and yet we still need to cultivate that connection to the part of us that is free, that is eternal, that is infinite. For that is really, the more we are able to integrate that, the more the physical plane will flow along with this new consciousness. But for it's like when it comes to soul relationship, sometimes it's like for me the time and space and condition does not allow me to align with this soul, this other soul, this person. But if I go outside of time and space and condition, then we are really good complement to each other. But that being said, it's like if it doesn't place in physical matter, we feel like we're cultivating an illusion. And there are so many meaningful relationships, meaningful adventures to explore. It's like we don't want to waste time in illusions. But this one is being presented as something that is wanted by our soul and spirit. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to pull a few cards, discuss a little bit about astrology, talk about astrology for those who interested. It's a big subject. The observer of the day, the card of the day is trust. Trust in yourself, trust in God, trust in the plan, trust in life, trust in the flow, trust in your insight. The higher wisdom is the tribe. We need to get together with those people that are part of our tribe. Everybody's only one family, but there is so much diversity here. We don't vibrate deeply with everybody. So it's very important to find those who we vibrate with, to co-create together, to be together as a community, to sub-community, a soul family. What we need to understand is the milk and honey, to cultivate what those, to think all the good things out of life. It's really important to focalize on the good things. What we need to do is to understand we are in between world. We're still being held back into this matrix, not because maybe we necessarily need to be there, but because we by compassion to the rest of humanity, if we go too far off, we'll be completely detached, and we won't be able to help them on the collective level. And the outcome is the faithful heart. Well, for me, it really means, for me right now, is that regardless of the circumstances, I still have to be waiting to fulfill that destiny with that person, perhaps. For astronomy is very important. Astronomy is about identifying the celestial bodies and the constellations and the stars and so on. But astrology is about attributing value, meaning, energy, and frequency to all those celestial bodies in the value of their interactions and how they affect the collective consciousness. So it is the more we ascend, the more the consciousness of all those celestial bodies becomes significant. We perceive things very differently from a higher perspective. They become assistants in our creation rather than imposing their will upon us. And right now there is Mercury just come out of retrogrades, and it's going to meet Saturn. So be careful with the words you speak. They're very powerful right now. For Saturn is the guardian of karma, the guardian of time. It is an essential, very important planet. And but by the end of the week, things really should be really easier, much easier, because Venus going to return, going to move forward, going to come out of retrogrades, and that should return a lot of clarity and good feelings that will return after passing this maybe difficult week. So I discussed that already. And so it's like there is always a meaningful adventure to explore in life. And when there is nothing to do for us, it's the time that we need to commune and stand still and commune, turn to the source, turn to God and the invisible kingdoms, turn within. So it is very important time. And even when we're busy with material activities, still good to turn to God, to invite God to participate in our experience, to bring the presence of the Creator or the ascended masters, the archangels, or higher intelligence, higher energies, because it will increase value, both values and meaning will be increased in the process. Um, and so because we now we I don't know, hopefully you're going to be getting that more and more, you're getting it, or you will. It is instant guidance, instant reflection from the universe. Now it's a lot, but well, for a while now it's like I'm receiving instant guidance in relationship to my thoughts, and that comes from higher intelligence. For my I am presence, we have this divinity, this pre-personal spirit that is the minister of our consciousness. It is an individualized spirit, yet it is only one I am presence, the presence of God. And those spirits are above mistakes. They do not make mistakes. They gain in experience as the older they are, the more experience they have. But they're utterly perfect, and they're really expert in working with our strengths and weaknesses, our perfection and imperfection, our shadows and our light. It's like and that is their work. Our work is to perfect ourselves, but their work is to find a way to minister the progress all the way to the point of our consciousness achieving divinity. Well, I'm just expressing myself from my own point of view here. I'm just there is so many ways to perceive reality, life, and approach to the Creator, the infinite source and Creator. But and if there is fault within our reality or within the karma or anything, it can never be attributed to our I am, our divine presence. Um, Personally, sometimes maybe that's a fault. Mea culpa. I'm kind of eager sometimes to review my incarnation, to be at the end of this incarnation so that I can review it, to be able to understand a lot of the ins and outs of my life, to understand my mistake, to understand my success, to understand all kinds of things that are happening in my life, as well as to see some of the hidden forces and consciousness that impact my life on a daily basis. I'm being informed of certain things, but I like to know more about it, but the spirit is only informing me about so much, and sometimes I'm very curious to know a little bit more about all those things that are so profoundly impacting my life, but I don't have all the information relative to it, which I probably don't need, otherwise spirit would probably reveal it to me. And so it is important, regardless of what we do, to have complete, total, and unconditional forgiveness for yourself, for other people, for all places and all circumstances and all time. It is important. That's the only way to be completely free. To continue to work on that, and because there is so much that is going on the soul level that we don't know, that's not revealed into the mind. For the soul already knows all those things, but the soul will not encumber us with unnecessary information. But there's so much that is going on, and there's so much that is being worked out on the higher planes. For the love of God does not always manifest in the way we would like it to, but it is always there. It is always there. It forces us to learn about detachment, and learning detachment from material conditions. But sometimes it can be frustrating for me. It's like, because Spirit reveals to me that I have everything, all those things I want. Spirit says I already have them. It's like everything is like, but my physical reality is not. It's completely opposite to what, whether it's about love, about career, about everything. It's like Spirit is showing me a situation where all is already wonderful, but it's like it's not what I experience here. But my master guide told me that my frustration will eventually come to an end, and my I am presence has told me that everything will be solved all at once. So I have to be patient, because sometimes we have to, it's like we are experiencing, we have to allow ourselves to experience the grief, because not only does it clear karma, but we're traversing the deeper part of the planes of consciousness. And in contrast, when we're lucid and we accept to go through that, we're also being shown amazing spiritual consciousness, reality, and connections. So there is moments of solitude, it's just a feeling, and moments of great connectivity. It's very contrasted, this period of time. But so it's not an easy week, but it will be a lot better. We have to live in the moment and expect miracles. Miracles can come at any time. Um, and we want to be independent of astrology. We don't need to wait for a planet to turn direct to when it happens, it happens. But often they're very instrumental for the universe. Will use those higher forces, and because I know from my inner core, my most sacred part of myself, this my soul and my spirit, that we're all being prepared for a life of freedom and joy and creativity. And eventually, we're going to return to the source of all things. We'll become one with all that is. Ultimately, we're going to want to experience the whole truth, not to be in only one experience. For that is God is experiencing the whole truth, and that's really that's quite amazing to feel that you can actually there is this potential of sharing more. But the more we aspire to in spirituality, we should aspire to our own ascended mastery before we aspiring unity. Well, it's all about the same, but unity with God. For God is like extremely pure, but extremely impure. There is so much in the universe; it's so vast. So it's like how much are we willing to take in order to grow and expand? But those decisions are usually made from our consciousness, and then it is integrated by the soul, and it is worked out with the spirits up there. And then it's decided, and then we're down here, and we go with the flow. I'll pull a few cards. I hope this message was interesting for you. I thank you for your support. You want to pull a few cards with the Akash. The observer of the day is wisdom. For wisdom is the highest, is what is more precious even than knowledge. It is applied knowledge. And there is always a higher level of wisdom. God possesses infinite wisdom, but we all possess our own wisdom that is gained from our failure mostly. And but there is always, and we have the wisdom of our invisible connected self, and there is all the spirits have their own wisdom. We allow more wisdom to come in. The highest wisdom is to be free from imprisonment and slavery. This matrix has been it's going to feel nice. We've been living in captivity. We're preparing for a life of freedom. What we need to understand is the karmic relation, the karmic bond. Sometimes there is karma. It's not easy, but by dealing with it, we'll find the point of freedom. What we need to do is the art, to continue to utilize the art as art was given to increase the quality of our life. For me, I dedicated my life to art, mostly paintings, but I still sing a song, it's not music. And the outcome is putting an end to the wars and battles. We have to put an end to the inner war that is going on within ourselves. So as we let go of the imprisonment, we open the door, we come out, we return to our sovereign self, we remind ourselves that we are an eternal being and that we are created eternally free. We get this the grand priest and priestess. We regain our power. Many powers that we had in past lives are coming back, and new powers, new gifts are coming now. In terms of karmic relations, they will end up, oh, that's nice, huh? Because see, this karmic relations is what I feel with this soul. This is what Spirit is being telling me. We're meant to be together. We're perfect match for each other. Although the logical mind says it's not logical that we belong together, but from the soul level, it's like they're talking about marriage, which is a long-term relationships. And as we put an end to the war and battles, is through trust and faith, and just let go of the shield, let go of the fight, let go of the war, let go of the news, of all that, and just breathe, make peace, and focalize on the milk and honey. But I still had this song that talks about a separation. For a very long time, for a few years, I had this person so close to me on the inner planes, and now it's like, because it was so painful, because she's doing things that I can't really handle to align myself, I created a little bit of more space between us. So this song came to my mind. It's a song that talks about a separation. It goes like this. I just don't know what to do with myself. I don't know what to do with myself. Planning everything for two. Doing everything with you. And now that we're through, I just don't know what to do with myself. I don't know what to do with myself. Movies only makes me sad. Parties make me feel as bad, 'cause I'm not with you. I just don't know what to do with myself. Like a summer rose, need the sun and rain. I need your sweet love to feel all the way. I just don't know what to do with myself. Just don't know what to do with myself. Planning everything for two, doing everything with you. And now that we're through, I just don't know what to do with myself. Like a summer rose, need the sun and rain. I need your sweet love to feel all the way. I just don't know what to do with myself. I don't know what to do with myself. No, this song was coming through my mind, maybe because this person is very deeply involved with someone else, so I have to let go. There are other soul connections, I have other soul connections. So if one thing falls away, another thing will replace it. So it's like we're learning to let go, but there is all kinds of karmic resolution. I feel I've been taking on a lot of earth karma, maybe to balance out on the monad, on the collective soul level. I had to balance out some of to assist her on that level. We had this karmic bond and contract. I'm not really sure. Sometimes I'm very curious to know more about those the akash, the karma, the soul contracts. And the observer of the day is intuition. The intuition is the voice of God. It is the voice of the heart. So follow your intuition. What we need to understand is unity. We are all one. Unity. Very important to continue to cultivate, to sense that there is only one life and one love. What we need to understand is the cheminement. It's an assess. It's a slow growing process of ascension. What we need to do is our mission. We all have unique missions to fulfill, and our biggest mission is just to be ourselves and to follow the inner flow. And the outcome will be acceptations. We have to accept the conditions. Everybody has a certain karma, certain things to live, and just accepting our own karma is very important, and accepting that everybody else is learning their lesson and going through what they're going through. And we thank God, we pray God, gratitude for our freedom that is unfolding. Well, I hope this message was meaningful for you. I thank you so very much. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful day, regardless of Venus being retrograde. Already focalize on good thoughts, and the universe is going to assist. There is great portals. We're really moving into amazing portals of new energy. So everything is unfolding as it should. Thank you very much. Namaste.